What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about some altcoins. So we had a crash in the altcoin market over the past week, and I would say over the past 2 days, really we've had a huge crash. So a lot of coins have lost, 40-50% of their value, and we're at a crossroads whether this is a reversal and a huge sell-off to where we sell off to levels that we were at previous to the run-up, or is this a buying opportunity in which all of these coins have now come back down to their levels where people are starting to buy instead of sell? Because what you'll see is that a lot of these, after they made their run, now they're back down to the levels they were a month ago where most of the people had bought. So now the question is, are the people that bought back at the beginning of April going to come back in and send some of these altcoins up, or are they going to stay away if Bitcoin continues to sell off? So that's the big question. But for overall, the overall idea of crypto and what it's going to be in the future, I think that it's a solid investment, especially in Ethereum and Bitcoin. Not so much Bitcoin for myself, but I like Ethereum. That's where I have majority of my position. I have 50% of my portfolio on here in Ethereum, and on my other BitBuy, I have most of my position in Ethereum, which is now up over over $2,000. So that's my position, and I'm constantly adding to it in Ethereum. I'm already up almost 70% from where I purchased, and I'm just looking to add. I'm not looking to sell Ethereum at this point, but I am looking to add on dips with Ethereum. And recently I have just bought some Cardano and some Algorand, which are the two coins that I think are positioned the best to rebound from this crash. And Chainlink as well is my third best coin, I would say, to look for to rebound and to profit off this sell-off. So let's go over my two top coins here, which are Cardano and Algorand, which if you go watch a video that I made about a month ago, I said the same thing. This was prior to their big run up. So around this same price, I had made a video saying that people should buy Cardano, that people should buy Algorand at these prices because they're valued, at very good rates. You can get in at these levels and still have some decent upside to run. But you also have some decent protection on the downside, because when you look at the overall trend, a lot of these coins, they trade at a range that is typically between $1.25 and $2. At least they have in the past month and a half, 2 months, right? So this overall trend, which we've seen since Bitcoin had its big run up, which if you think Bitcoin is going to go back below this big run up, then maybe it's not best to be getting into these. But if you think Bitcoin is going to hold up, then you should look at these sell-offs as a buying opportunity to get in. Obviously, this is just my opinion. It's not trading advice, but it is something to consider that a lot of these sell-offs might be good buying opportunities. And I see Cardano as being probably the number one to look to buy in this sell-off. Now, there is a lot of volatility, so you have to be aware that this can go down to $1.25. It can crash below $1, which I would not like to see, and that would be kind of scary. But at the same time, if you look at it as a buying opportunity and you're willing to hold for the next few years, I think this thing is going to go back to $2 no problem. So buying at these rates or buying towards $1 just makes sense, right? So I see it going back to this 185 price and maybe breaking it to this 195 price, breaking it and maybe going through $2, but we'll see. Like I said in my video back then, and like I'll say now, like I told my cousin who ended up not taking my advice and selling when everything got to $2, but you want to take your profits when they're given to you. So when you have a big run up like this from $150 to $2, you want to sell at $2, which is why you have this big sell off. And then all the people that bought back here at these levels that sold up here are now saying, now I'm going to get in, because all these people that are selling here are the people that bought back here, right? So now you have the question of, and obviously because Bitcoin and Ethereum were selling off, this thing sold off a little harder as well. So you can look at that either as a buying opportunity or as a reason to have caution, to take caution and to look at these names with caution. But anyway, With Cardano, like I said, I think that if you're looking at this range and you're willing to buy it in this 125 dip, anywhere in this 125 to like 140 area, even here below 150, I still think is a good area to buy. And you can see this kind of stair-stepping up chart, right, where it keeps making these higher lows, higher lows. So if it keeps making these higher lows, we'll look for a move higher, right? But if it breaks this trend and starts to reverse to the downside and breaks that 125, then it might be good to get out and just wait for a better dip. You know, wait for it to break $1 maybe and then buy, or buy at $1, right? So those are the two situations which I'm seeing. If this trend continues, this lower high, and then it wants to break to the high side, then we can look to see a move back to $2. But if it likes to break down below 140 and then 125, it's probably going to go back to $1, and then hopefully we see some support there. But I still think this thing's going to run higher, and it's going to go back to $2. My second coin is Algorand. So Algorand is the next coin that I think that people should look to buy. Now, this was a huge rally today. So today it sold off all the way to 119. So that you could say, wow, what a sell-off, right? This thing went all the way from $2.25 down to $1.19. It literally lost $1 of its value, half of its value overnight, right? Well, over a week. So this whole week it basically lost half of its value. And now just today it bounced up from 119 all the way almost to $1.50. So it's gained back 20-30% of its value within a day, right? And that's pretty crazy. And it's funny because, like, I was thinking, 125 is a good buying area, and it's just like I said on Cardano, because it's the same chart. It's almost the exact same chart. You see these higher lows. You see these higher lows. Now, Algorand, it seems to have these swings, these big volatility spikes in both directions. So this is something you definitely want to be taking profits on when you have these big spikes, right? So when you're able to get in at these levels, like my cousin was able to get in around 130 here, you want to be selling when it breaks $2. You want to be selling anytime it breaks $2. But then when it comes back down into this same level, and you can see this higher low, we might be looking for the same kind of move here in Algorand as we're going to see in Cardano. And obviously it trades the same as Bitcoin. So when you look at the Ethereum chart, or when you look at the Bitcoin chart, you're going to see a very same pattern in the way that it looks. Obviously, this same pattern is what you've seen on the same chart, right? This is the same pattern we've seen on the Algo and on the Cardano chart. It's the same pattern because it typically does follow. Most cryptos follow each other. Some have different ranges, like Ethereum was running the last couple of days and Bitcoin wasn't, but then once Ethereum started to sell off, everything kind of followed suit, right? So you do want to kind of keep an eye on the main cryptos, Ethereum and Bitcoin, but for the most part, if you're looking to trade these altcoins, you want to be looking for these levels where they have support. And like I said, Cardano and Algorand 125 I think is your support. Buy as close to that as you can and hold to the moon or back to $2, which is where I think it would be best to take profits. Chainlink is my third altcoin, which I think people should look into. Now, it is still quite expensive, and I get that, but you can see this clear trend in Chainlink. It is probably one of the most stable. It does have the big swings, but they're not as insane as what you see in Algorand or Cardano. There is a lot of there is some decent range, but it's definitely a lot more stable than a lot of the other cryptos and a lot of the altcoins. This is probably one of the more stable. So a lot of these ranges, right, you're talking about maybe 10-20%, right? Whereas like some of the other cryptos, it's 50-60% in some of these ranges. So overall, the trend is still the same, right? You see these higher lows. You see this support down here at the $30 range, 31, 32. You have really good support at $30, and you have this higher low starting to form here, with $40 being kind of the next dip buy area. So if it keeps kind of doing this trend, it's going to keep breaking up down. Once it gets back down to the, it'll break over the whole dollar, break down, you buy, it'll break up, it breaks down, you buy, breaks up, breaks down, you buy, right? So if it follows its trend, all of these dips have been buying opportunities. If it follows the same trend, obviously with Chainlink, it is an Ethereum token. So unlike Cardano and Algorand, this is attached to Ethereum. It trades with Ethereum, so it looks to trade the same range as Ethereum. So we need to be aware of that. So that's what we need to be thinking about with Chainlink. Like I said, it's more stable. It's maybe a little higher price, so that kind of is kind of a little bit of a push factor for a lot of people, but it is still a very solid altcoin or crypto or whatever you want to call it. But it is a Ethereum token, so it's technically not an altcoin. But either way, Chainlink is probably one of the better coins to look for. Obviously, you have Dogecoin as well. So Doge is probably, one of the ones that's been the most hyped up lately. I don't know if they have it on. Yeah, so there it is. So it's back down to 30 cents now, right? You had a big dip today down to 23 cents. So Dogecoin, looking overall at a trend, kind of want to hold the 36 area if you can, but it's already broken that, so now you're down to 25 cents. So with Dogecoin, there's not as much support here, and because it ran up so quick and so fast, you're not going to see as much support, and it's probably going to crash back down towards the 20 cent 15 cent area. But that also depends on the hype that it gets. A lot of these meme coins or meme stocks or whatever, they get pumped up because of the hype that surrounds them, so it's really hard to predict their range or where there's going to be support. So with these, you kind of want to just trade them in their ranges and buy them when there are dips if you really want to get in them. So if you believe this thing is going to go back up, then this probably is a good buying opportunity. But if you're not convinced that Dogecoin is going to be the future, then you probably want to stay away. And if it gets back down to this 10 cent range, where it started this move, or even like this 7 cent range, then I think that you're going to have a lot of support, and it probably will then rebound. But if it kind of chops around in this area for a while, I would be very hesitant to want to be getting into it, because it is rather risky. So that's what I think about Dogecoin. I really don't know much about it because I don't really have any interest in buying it. I don't see it as being like a long-term hold. I see it as being a short-term trade, which it has been very profitable, and congratulations to all those people that are going long Dogecoin. And don't get me wrong, if you think it's going to the moon and you're going to hold it, then I hope you're right, and I hope you make $1 million. But it just scares the crap out of me, and I don't see there's any real value in it other than the value that people give to it because of the hype and because of the fact that what people believe it's worth rather than what it actually is worth, right? And those things, that can create a bubble, which then can create a lot of pain for those that want to believe but not accept the fact that it might not go to the moon. So you want to be hesitant, you want to be skeptical, you want to be scared when you're trading stuff like Dogecoin. But with stuff like Ethereum or Bitcoin, I think you're pretty solid. And some of these other names, even something like a Polygon, which is an Ethereum token, but when you look at the range, it really doesn't trade like some of these other coins do, and it stays in a pretty stable range. So if you just buy these dips into this 39 range, or even this 30, if it goes down to 30, you have a lot of support here, and it kind of just trades in this range, and you can have some decent momentum or some decent swings here, but it's pretty stable. So you don't have to risk these huge moves, like 100% moves in a day, or 50-60% moves in a day. You can kind of just see the stability that these things have. But obviously if Ethereum starts going down, then Polygon's going to go down. But if Ethereum's going to go to the moon, then Polygon is going to give you the ability to profit from that at a cheaper cost, because obviously you can get it in for 45 cents. You don't have to pay $3,000 for one token. You can pay 45 cents for a token and be able to profit from the upward move of Ethereum, which is what a token like Polygon allows. But if you want my, obviously it's my opinion, don't take it as trading advice, but for all these, I think that Algorand and Cardano are the best. Obviously Ethereum is going to be, the ultimate winner, I think, of the crypto war, but we're still gonna have to wait and see what happens. But if you're looking to trade Dogecoin, like I said, short-term trade, look to trade it quick, make your money and get out. If you think to hold it forever, at least take your profits when you get those big rips. That's the only thing you can really, think about. It's the only way to stay safe. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and let me know what you guys think about these altcoins. You think that you're going to be trading crypto, or do you think that there's anything else that you guys want me to talk about or go over? And yeah, hopefully you guys made some money today trading altcoins, and hopefully you guys are liking this crypto market and liking the run up we had. Probably not liking the crash as much, but like I said, I just see it as buying opportunity for the most part. And really, I never bought when it kind of ran up because I felt like I missed it. So then when it crashed, now I'm kind of starting to slowly get in, but wait to see what happens, right? Because if it does crash, you want to be able to add to your position once it gets to those kind of critical support levels, right? So anyway, that's my thoughts. That's my ideas for altcoin market and the altcoin crash. But I see it as a buying opportunity. But if you guys are scared, which I don't blame you for being that, then wait and see what happens, and maybe you'll get a better dip buying opportunity. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.